Hey. Today I'm looking at more lists for the WTC. This time I'm looking at some very interesting ones and where it's very, very clear that the team has developed a meta. And I know just where it's from. Looking at you, Topher. Right. This will be my list review of the England 1 lists. Let's go. So here we have, I'm just bringing up the English lists here. And you'll see a very, very particular meta forming here in these lists. So are these, yeah, this is the right ones. And I'll start you with the German one. So look at this one. This list has 13 order dice. Now for 1100 points, that is very, very low, right? That is unusually low. That's not something that I'm used to seeing at all. And what are they doing with it? Well, they are bringing company commanders. So we have a company commander inexperienced. We've got a rifle platoon with a platoon commander inexperienced. Double Fallschirmjäger squads with LMGs, 6 man. Spartruppen, 4 man with 1 SMG. And Fallschirmjäger, by the way, which is a nice little addition. We've got a Recce platoon with a platoon commander, Feldgendarmerie, and the SDKFZ 250/4 prototype with the double machine guns and Recce, which is a very nice little armored vehicle, and stuff your whatever one of the units inside, and it really can do well, right? Double machine guns. And then all the darker panzers that you could ever want. So the idea here is to stick your company commander, potentially also something else, inside that prototype with Recce. That then goes behind all the panzers, and then because he can snap to 4 units because he's inexperienced, right? He can keep them all moving. He can snap to a bunch of them, and he can keep them all pressing up, even though you'll get pinned, right? But the company commander will keep them moving. That is the intention. That is the meta that these guys have bought into. And it might just work. It's a really interesting experiment where someone picks up something that's so left field for what's the norm. But you've actually seen this done before by Alistair Unicombe, the Scottish player, who has done this, where he's like gone all in on low order dice and armor and a company commander to keep it moving. So that is what they're doing here. We have a British list as well, company commander again, vengeance as the national trait, so also shedding the pins via vengeance. And then infantry sections, 5-man infantry sections. These are not going to do much, right? They've got SMGs, so they can be dangerous at close range, but most of the time they're going to sit in the kangaroos down here. Look at this. Here we go. 2 priest kangaroos, 8 armor Recce, forward-facing MG. They're a bit expensive for my taste, but I actually tried a kangaroo out. Didn't like it, but different tastes. But these kangaroos can shuffle around almost all this infantry, right? So you're packing your army down in very small sizes, and you can pack your platoon commander in one of them as well. Company commander, which can then go behind the Lees, double Lee, and double Vickers, right? So 2 darker tanks and 2 tank hunting tanks with double AT guns. I mean, this is definitely Topher's list, right? He ran something very similar to this at the last tournament that he attended. This is if Topher's not running this, he definitely wrote this list. And then we have the Soviet Union again, company commander, rifle platoon, double squad of scouts, which you know, it's a nice little bonus. Have that -1 or +1 cover save. A light truck. Another recce platoon, again, with the recce on all these light transport vehicles, right? They're buying all into the mechanized, motorized, transported meta here and giving them recce, right? People's Militia, 5 men. Tank Riders, 5 men. Body armor on the Tank Riders. These go in the half-track with a pintle-mounted HMG. That's a 7+. The M3 half-track, that's a 7+. So they can actually get quite far up and then just, you know, be body-armored veterans, which are very difficult to shift. A Stuart, Darker Stuart recce as the command tank. A Lee, again, to hunt other tanks. And 2 T60s. I really like these lists. Although I'm not sure that they will work. But, I mean, 13 auto dice again. Americans, Company Commander, again. Look, I mean, these guys must have sat down as a team and just decided this is the route we're going to go with everything, right? Rifle Platoon, Engineer Platoon, and Armored Platoon. 16 auto dice, so a little higher. And that is because of all these flamethrowers here, which will go in these 2 half-tracks. The half-tracks are big enough to actually fit most of these guys. So you can have an engineer squad and a flamer team in each, and potentially also a commander in each. So that you can, you know, snap to the whole bunch in one go. I would put the company commander with one of these, and then just move it up, snap to the flamer team and the engineer team. You've already shot with the half-track. It's an M2 half-track, so it can't shoot. My bad. But, you know, you can really do a lot of damage that way. The Rangers can take care of themselves. The Bazooka team can go in the Jeep for the outflank. The M15 MGMC has got that autocannon with HMGs. Very dangerous. The Stuart Satan, I'm not a fan of that. But it does lean into the barbecue theme here of having 5 flamethrowers in the list. And the final one is Hungary. Again, company commander, because whoever was the captain for this, I think it's Alex Bondax, said to them, we're all going this route. And everyone said, yes, sir. So company commander here, we've got paratroopers, 7-man units with an LMG. So they can go in the back line and be backline holders. 2 light trucks, inexperienced. These are not going to stand up. They're going to die. We've got a Nebelwerfer as well in an artillery platoon. And then 2 Nemrods, 2 CB-35 tankettes, and a Darker Panzer 3. Or is it? No, it's not. And it's not a Darker Panzer. It's one of those with the heavier guns. So again, something that can go and hunt tanks. Very similar lists. They do almost exactly the same thing. This Hungarian one is even better, I think, because it's got the Nebelwerfer to bombard you, and at the same time you can't outflank it, so you have to come from the front, and the veterans can just sit there and go down, or you know, go on ambush. So, very interesting meta here from the English Team 1. Let's see how it goes, and good luck. I hope to see you guys soon in the weekend. And yeah, that was it for me today. See you next time. Cheers.